Alright guys, what's going on? I know it's been such a long time since I put out a video. And I don't know why I can't get these videos going. Um, I don't know. I just gotten out of it and getting back into it has just been hard. There for a long time I didn't watch any YouTube videos. I mean, at all. I mean, for months. I just didn't watch any. Lately I've gotten back into the swing of it, so that's kind of why I'm wanting to do this. Yeah, I miss interacting with you guys, but you know, I had some things in life that I had to do, some big changes, all that shit. So you know, I'm going to use that as an excuse. But anyway, not too long. It's been, probably 3-4 months now that I have started up my latest shop. And things are halfway decent. I mean, they're not perfect. First month was great. I mean, it was awesome. I paid rent like a week early. Second month, not so much. I hit a brick wall. Bow! But this is a bad time of year in the tattoo business when kids are getting ready to go back to school. Everybody's got to buy school supplies and blah, 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 blah. So it dies. But, you know, I've gotten a cheap rent here. I made sure that I found a place that wasn't going to be outrageous. I mean, some of these places, there's one, and it was in a bad neighborhood. They wanted twice what I was paying for my old shop. Well, $100 less. Yeah, it was like $1,900 a month, and it's not a good neighborhood. So I mean, it was just really crazy, especially with the economy the way it is, businesses closing, and you'd think they'd want to get people in their empty buildings, but not so much. But I found this place. The guy's grateful to have somebody in here. He had had a few hair salons, female salons in here, and they took advantage of the guy. From what I can tell, he's a halfway decent guy. I mean, he tries to get over just like everybody else tries to get over when they can. But I think karma has bit him in the ass a few times for things that he's done, and he just hasn't figured out that, you got to do good in life to get good back. Karma's a bitch. But anyway, I have an announcement to make. Get my shop up off the ground again, and I'm putting it up for sale. Yep. The tattoo shop is now up for sale. I haven't officially listed it anywhere as of yet, but it is up for sale. What was I thinking? Yeah. And it's not for normal reasons that people would think, business is bad, or, I'm running out of money, or the economy sucks, or any of that kind of shit. That's not the issue. For years, I had this dream that when the kids turned 18, I was going to sell my shop, I was going to make a mobile rig, and I was going to travel the country and tattoo from here to Timbuktu. Go up, check out Alaska, go down the West Coast, stopping at the Mexico border, and, making a loop or whatever. I just, before I get too old to do it, that was the dream. And kids turned 18, and I didn't do it. And I didn't do it, and I didn't do it, and I didn't do it, and I didn't do it. Well, they're 22 and 23 now. It's about time for me to do it. But what got me going was, I don't know if any of you guys have watched these tiny home shows. Um, the newest fad, I guess, is for these people to get a trailer and build a tiny little home that they can pull around with them. And yeah, I've always thought that was kind of cool. Um, kind of like the Harry Potter underneath the porch or underneath the steps. That little hole. Some people would find that confining. I would find that cozy. I don't need a bunch of room around me when I sleep. The smaller the space is, actually, the better I sleep. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I would find a little space like that cozy. Big problem, I'm a pack rat. So, there's not enough. My God, my books alone. I have, God, an unreasonable amount of books. Just my game books. My Lord. And of course, I'm not going to be able to take that out on the road. So things like that's just going to have to go. Palladium was one of my biggest companies I use for role-playing. I recently got on disc all of the Palladium books for all their game systems. I've got that on a little SD card, so these 7 or 8 milk crates full of books now fits on an SD card. And eventually I'm sure I can find the rest of the books. At one time I had all of the Warhammer books and stuff on disc. Mine are way outdated now. Speaking of which, if anybody has all of the current books, I would love them. I have, in trade, I can trade you. I've got Necromunda and Blood Bowl. I've got all the books, and then I've got, like Necromunda, I've got fan-created stuff. I've got stuff that was in magazines. Blood Bowl, I've got the magazines that they used to come out with, the Blood Bowl magazines. So I got all this stuff on disc now. So we could work out a trade or something. But anyway, I don't need all this shit. But anyway, let me get back to it. I started with the tiny home thing, and started doing research on that. And, then I started playing around on YouTube again a little here and there, and I found a whole community on RVs. And some of these people have lost their homes and they had to go mobile, or hell, people are living in their cars in Walmart parking lots because of financial reasons. And then there's others that they want to see the country. See what's out there. One guy I watch, he lives in a town. He has a normal job, but he has a small RV, and every morning he wakes up in a different part of town. He pulls over the side of the road and camps for the night. They call it urban camping or stealth camping, because actually it's illegal to sleep in your car in some areas. Some areas, as long as you're not being a jackass, they don't mind. But if somebody complains, they'll tell you to move on down the road. But yeah, basically it's illegal to be homeless, which is a really fucked up idea in my mind. But anyway, some people are doing it because they're retired and now they want to see the country. Some people do it and they don't have a normal job. They'll go from town to town and work as they go around. There's a bunch of different reasons why people do this. Some out of necessity, some because they want to, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'd always dreamed of doing it. Kind of the carny life, gypsy head is home, and just be able to meet different people, and wherever I pull up is home. Um, and with me, the way I'm going to do it, wherever I pull up is also work. I found these. I've thought about different ways of doing it. Getting a trailer, because at one time I had a battery died. I even checked it before I um, started. Um, like I said, I checked the batteries before I started, and yeah, I don't know what happened. Anyway, where was I? Oh, the type of rig I've been thinking about doing. I think that's where I was at. But I have thought of different ways. Like one time I had my ambulance. I was going to do piercings in it and tattooing in the trailer. Um, because at one time my partner had a trailer that we could pull behind. But that trailer was a concessions trailer. It really wasn't set up right. So I don't know if I want to go with a trailer and pull, or if I want to do an RV, or if I want to get like a U-Haul style box truck and have the studio at one part and the living quarters in another. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I've got a few different ideas, and then I found what they call toy haulers, where it's either an RV or a trailer, and the very back portion of it is a garage to haul a race car. I could yank out all the garage pieces and parts, install me a sink, some cabinetry, blah blah blah, and have a studio. They make them in RV and in trailer. If I go trailer, I'm probably going to go fifth wheel. That way my bed will be over the hitch, and I can have a bigger bed. I know I want satellite hookup on it, so I can get on the internet and get TV. Because there's something going on every weekend somewhere. So, I get on, check, boom. I know I want solar power, and then get me a battery bank. That way, a lot of my electricity is free. I do have a generator. It's barely been used, and it's a very big one. It's way overkill for what I need. But, I could either charge up my battery bank with it, or run the tattoo shop and still charge my battery bank. It's big enough to power a house, with refrigerators and all that. Actually, it comes with a thing that you could hook up to your circuit breaker in your house, and that way you don't have to have cords running. You just plug this thing in, and it charges or runs your house basically. So my generator is way overkill. And a lot of these RVs and shit come with a generator, although they're a lot smaller than what I've got. So maybe I can swap and have a bigger one. I don't know. But this is the thought. I'm going to sell this place and take the money and buy a mobile rig and travel the country. Now, should this not work out, I can always come back home. I still have a studio in the back. Failure is always an option. But a lot of people don't do things because they're afraid of failing. I failed fucking doing my best, and I failed doing nothing. So I'm not afraid to fail. That just means I got smarter and you know, I'm still going to have my t-shirts company, although I haven't done anything with that for a long time. I had somebody come in here not too long ago wanting to partner up, but if I get an RV, I'll put that underneath, and that's a second income. I can have shirts for sale. I found a couple little hobbies that I could do, ring making and stuff like that. Just to supplement, and on days where I'm not tattooing, I can do this shit. And then when I go to an event, I got something to sell along with the tattoos. So there's other ways of making money. And with your not paying rent and utilities, think about how much you spend a month in rent and utilities. Well, that's one bill that I won't have anymore. So, the cost of living this lifestyle will be a lot less than living in a house. Of course, everybody's different, lifestyles are different, but out of the few people that I've found in there, most of them are living off of $500 to $700. That's food and everything. Mine will be a little higher because I've got gas, but the way I've just guesstimating, I'll only be working really on the weekends. So I travel to the next spot. I've got the midweek for the traveling to get there. Those days I can do the other stuff. If I need money, I can stop at a truck stop. Do tattooing there. The way I plan on doing it is getting magnet strips to set on the side. And when I work, I can advertise. When I'm done, I pull the magnets off, and then I just look like a regular RV or a trailer or whatever. But yeah, I can always stop at a truck stop or something like that. Get on Craigslist and hey, tattoo artist in the area. Go to a temporary service. Work for a couple days. There's ways of making money if you're willing to get off your ass and do it. But the way I'm thinking, before it's too late, I'd like to see the rest of the country. There's parts of the country I haven't seen. It just sounds like it'd be a blast. And if I only do it for a year or two, fine. Who knows? I may be driving around and find the perfect place for me and settle down there. Don't know. But I'm thinking it's going to be a cool adventure, and I'm going to bring this camera along and document it, and let you guys live vicariously through me on the road. So, yeah, me and 33 out on the road. Maybe I'll take a girl to teach her how to pierce. That way I don't have to pierce because I hate piercing. But that's the plan. Now I don't expect this to happen tomorrow. Hell, I don't even have a rig yet. But it's going to happen soon. I figure 6 months to a year maybe. Just depends on how fast I sell this place, how much I sell it for, blah, 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 blah. Because I got to set up solar, I got to set up a few things once I get it. And I'm still not determined whether I'm going to do trailer, or if I'm going to do RV, or if I'm going to do what. I know I want to take my motorcycle, so if it's an RV, I'm going to put a bike rack on the back. That way when I get somewhere and I want to drive around town or go to the store or whatever, I don't have to take the whole rig with me. I can take the bike off and zip around and explore or whatever. But yeah, so my car and a lot of my other stuff is going to go. All my games, probably going to put up for sale here soon. on my books. I've got a lot of shit. So I'm going to end up selling that off here soon. Just because I don't want to have to pay, storage here, for shit that I'm not using. Of course, there's going to be some things that I just won't get rid of for sentimental reasons. I can always leave them with family or something. But yeah, that's the idea. Sell a company that I just restarted and start over again. Alright guys, there's a little update. Tell me what you think. Peace.